And away we go. Let me turn the music off. The volume good? Do I think being the top secret Hershey for sitting too long, it affects certain people. You definitely build some rhythm as you go. The more shots you throw, the better acclimated to the environment you get. That was me. Some good bowlers on this show. But back to bowling on the step ladder pair. You get comfortable once you get some games under your belt, and the only risk is if you lose the first game, then it is what it is. But my brother enjoys being the lower seed because he gets more TV time. I think it's a bad idea that you bought a crux off another bowler. I mean, if it rolls good for you, then I like the crux. Thought it was a good ball. So the bowlers on the show, they're gonna introduce all three of us. Well, the show starts. The giveaway, we've slowed down on follows. If you can spread the word, share it on your story, just tell your buddies. The sooner we get to 10K, the sooner we get to give out a bowling ball or two. Yeah. I'd appreciate that. Also, if you want to spread the word with this stream, more the merrier. When chat's more interactive, it makes the streams a lot more enjoyable. If you have buddies that are interested in something like this, then definitely let them know. You know, it's funny. This was my first World Series, and I roomed with Simo, and we ended up both making the show. Cheetah's not synonymous with high scores any longer. Pattern got a lot harder.
There was so much friction to the outside part of the lane, the ball wouldn't even go in. But now it goes in much easier.
This year, the top 16 made the cut, I think. It was 24 or 16. If it was 24, the top 8 got a bye in the first round. I qualified like 23rd. And I did not throw urethane at all until the TV show. Yo, Jaeger Bomber, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Tank Dynasty. I can give you guys a mini cross chop. Aww.
A lot of success. Just like that. And very quickly we bring up BJ.
So I decided to throw urethane because Simo was throwing urethane, and I thought that hooking the lane was going to become a problem. But little did I know, ignorant me, it made it a little better for reactive. I felt more comfortable throwing urethane though, especially on the show.
And he'll be the first one not to strike, so Anthony Simonsen will come up on the right hand.
BJ Moore, I like BJ. He's a cool guy. Fun to hang out with.
He has done in 19 years. This is his 5th.
Oh, I forgot Simo threw an upside down pitch black.
And that's how you win a USBC Masters with shots like that. And both Simonsen and Tang using urethane. Why do you think that is? Well, they want to go much straighter, and that urethane is going to create hang down lane for the players that are using reactive resin. They have to play farther left, throw to that spot. The urethane bowling balls, they drag oil down the lane. The reactive balls absorb oil.
Simo going to be the next Belmo? I think Simo's going to be the first Simo. He's got the CG. If you take a look at a bowling ball, he's got the pin in the CG. He's got the CG, I think, under his bridge, and the pin is a little down to the right. Why is timing important? I will explain as the show goes on. Timing is very important.
Wolfe able to mix him up and knock him down for a double.
What's up, Phil? Thanks for making a Twitch just to watch me. I appreciate that. D-Tang's going to be the next D-Tang. M-Tang's going to be the next M-Tang.
has it. Conversion
Lucky.
tougher spares you'll see.
Best. But we got the spare. So how this format works, if you haven't seen this show, the top 2 move on, so it's only 2 games. Top 2 move on, and then they bowl basically a regular head-to-head match.
Moore, who was the only player in the opening frame not to strike.
Thoughts on the wild streak? I threw it today. I bowled that junior adult tournament. Threw it, and it was okay. It's not my favorite ball yet.
Guys, you'll meet BJ Moore. Great to see him bowling well.
I think it could be really useful if you take the surface up. What I mean by that is, box finish I think is 2,000. You take it up to 3 or 4. I really don't know about the phase yet. I haven't drilled it yet. Hopefully on Monday I will.
Yeah, I think Anthony was a little surprised at how much that spare shot hooked. That was a long way to go to pick up a single pin.
Kind of hoping to throw the phase 3 today. My buddy works at a pro shop and he drills my stuff for me. And he didn't text me back for like 2 days. I used to drill my own stuff. I used to work at a pro shop. I'm looking at buying a drill press for my house.
Tang, by the way, is still involved in college bowling. You take a look at his arsenal here. And how about the 3.5 on the pitch black? Urethane.
Urethane. I threw majority Alpha Crux and Phase 2 for most of the matches. One of them I threw the code black. I actually bowled Daria in the round. I don't remember. I think I bowled Mike. No. I bowled, why am I blanking on his name? Mitch Beasley in the first round. And he didn't bowl very well. I bowled Daria in the second round. I think I bowled 3 rounds. It was 4. I don't remember who else I bowled. But when I bowled Daria, I had to bowl 260 to win every game. She bowled really good. I won the first 2 with 270, 260, or 270, 270. And then she bowled 280 or 280, 250 at me. And then I bowled 279 the last game. And I bowled Sean to make the show, Sean Rash.
What is it about Anthony Simonsen that he's been able to do this, Randy, at 19, to be this good, this young? Well, mature beyond his years, obviously. He's a little.
Yeah, ask Don to put Cheetah out. I'm sure he'll do it.
Than the other two-handed
or any kind of short pattern
that we have out here. He's not that big high rev rate that we're used to seeing from like a Belmonte. A little more traditional roll. And a traditional result.
Oh, nice.
Simonsen at 19 has taken the PBA by storm. With a fantastic
that must come a long way.
Including a major championship. We'll step aside. 4 going at it at once. 2 will stand for the Cheetah Championship. The PBA Cheetah Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game, is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Reno Tahoe USA. For your next vacation getaway, go to Visit Reno Tahoe.
I do not have a preference in oil length.
Barbasol shaving cream.
I think the ratio matters more than the pattern length.
Comfortable shave. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol. And by El Dorado, Silver Legacy, and Circus Circus, Reno's premier downtown properties. Time now for our extra frame tournament highlights. How 8 became 4 in this one, and one of the first to fall by the wayside. The great Walter Ray Williams Jr. is defeated by the youngster Anthony Simonsen.
Simo got him good with that urethane ball.
79 in the final game to wrap it up 3 games to 1. Yeah, Walter Ray only managed 1 win in that match.
Barnes.
It was Chris Barnes, the future Hall of Famer, taking on Mike Wolfe. This matchup would go the distance. 5 games, but it was Wolfe with a 227-205
it was a best of 5
victory in the end.
Right.
Now, Sean Rash, he had a 2 games to 1 lead on Darren Tang, but look what happens here. Brutal luck for Rash.
So we were 1-1, and we could have gone.
Until the end, he would win that final game 223 to 201. This will be his first telecast.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Our last matchup,
Game 3, I could have won. I needed to strike first ball in the 10th. Get up there and throw it in the gutter.
It was all BJ Moore. BJ sweeps him 3-0 and finishes.
Mike Fagan owns, or he's a part owner in 10 bowling centers in Minnesota now. So he lives there.
There you see where we are. Darren Tang had to bowl more than anyone else to get to this group of 4. 21 games on this.
He basically moved away from here when I moved to here. It was unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to pick his brain and hang out with him a little more. We bowled a doubles tournament one time. We finished 3rd.
Right over the first arrow.
Thumb blew up.
On the right.
Unfortunate.
Watch the.
Oh no.
Been working with Mike Jazz now here at the stadium on lane 81, and
I think that was the video, not
on his push away, getting the swing.
Oh, here we go. We can talk about timing now. See how my swing? I get into the swing super quick.
Beautiful. Got a kick on the 10.
In the swing super quick, and then it was extra early here. This is why I don't like watching this, because it reminds me of how bad it used to be. So I get to the top of the swing too quick, and then my swing has to slow down to get back in time. And you don't want your swing to ever slow down. And that's why I struggle with ball speed, because my swing, when I get super extra early, I decel. It means I slow down I have to slow my swing down to match my feet, which is something I've been working on a lot.
Well, he takes that right to the edge, and that's our first split of this group.
What's the cause? It's just how it's like a personality, your timing. And it got, the first few times I made TV shows, the lights and stuff kind of affected me. I got even earlier, and it just, it sucks. Sucks, but I mean, if you want to get better, you got to work at it. And I've been working pretty hard. I got a lot of drills. Sometimes with the feet, sometimes with the swing. I work a lot with Jazz now, and he told me I have to keep mixing it up because your body's going to do what it wants to do, or what it's used to doing. So you have to trick your body into giving you what you want. And we've been, when he was here for Open Championships doing coaching, I was going down there a lot and working with him, and in that time period, that's probably the best I was ever throwing it.
It did. He begged for it to sit, or asked politely, I should say, and it did. So a double for Simonsen.
So I thought this was pretty good for my first PBA telecast. A pretty good game.
Wolfe 3 back.
That 8-pin was late, but it did take a beating. And down it goes for Mike Wolfe.
That's pretty risky, sticking your arm down the ball return opening like that.
So Tang working a double.
His timing looks good.
That's going to cross over a little bit, however, and leave him with just.
Oh, my timing looks good. I did work with Jazz now this week as well.
Sensitive cheetah pattern this year.
I got that one right quick.
We're accustomed to seeing.
Get it right quick. Typically, it looks a lot more.
A bit early and it goes through the nose.
What tends to happen on short patterns is the more you bowl, they start to carry down. So you got to get it to the gutter quicker as the lanes start to change. But it makes kind of this slot where if you throw it hard enough and you get it through the middle part of the lane and you hit that slot, sometimes it'll go through it if you don't get it there quick enough. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to just guess that's Mayhem. Do you have to do collegiate bowling to join the PBA? No, you do not. In this show, Simonsen is 19 years old. Last weekend, I bowled against a kid that just bought his PBA card, and he's 15. A lot of kids have been buying their cards while they're still in high school. And if you feel like college has nothing to offer for yourself, and you don't want to bowl in college, then I say go for it. Let's see why not.
More though, the messenger went right behind the 10-pin.
They already look really tight. Balls just aren't quite facing up the right way.
Halfway through, BJ Moore needs to start striking to get back in this.
Simonsen really left it open for Wolfe there with that split.
Yeah, it's Tang and Wolfe now as your top two scorers.
There's one of the shots that I used to do that a lot. Not so much now. When I get extra early, my spine tilt I get leaned forward too much, and then the more I lean forward, of course, I got to come back up. So that kind of over exaggerates. So on the way back up, my swing comes down, and you can put 2 and 2 together. My body shifts, the swing comes down, I get too steep with it, and it goes straight into the ground.
Two scores will come out and bowl for the Cheetah Championship and the $20,000 first prize. And you see right there that it's Tang by 2 on
Yes, having a PBA card does limit you from some amateur tournaments, not all though. Like that shot we were talking about earlier, he missed left and his ball didn't hook. Caught a lot of the urethane.
Commentary from Mike Wolfe about that shot.
What do I think is the right time for someone to pull the trigger on getting their PBA card? Like, would I say there's any implicit prerequisite for throwing money at it? I think you just gotta believe in your abilities. Be a great spare shooter. If you think you're ready, I would say try bowling some regionals first. See how you do there. There's nothing like bowling on the tour. I will say that. Even bowling regional, nothing. Because you have this group of players that are bowling every stop, and how the pattern breaks down is based on the field. You just don't have anything else in the world that can mimic how the lanes break down on tour. And if you feel like you're ready to combat that, and you're good at recognizing transition and so on and so forth, then I'd say go for it. But if you think you're good enough, you're probably not ready. When you know you're good enough, you're ready. And even a lot of guys on tour don't believe they're ready to win or tough. I mean, I had a conversation I think this week with it was either this week or the year after with Dr. Dean Hinnitz, sports psychologist, and he asked me a question and it was, do you think you can win this week? And I paused and I had to think about it. And then he straight up told me, you're not ready to win this week. Because you shouldn't have to think about it if you think you can do it.
Holding offense.
You got a 10-pin penalty? Because see, the pins
going from a half to 0 did make a big difference for me. I had a hard time staying behind it and catching it, and rolling it more, and clearing the thumb. I had to come out of it instead of like forward this way. I had to cock my wrist and get out of it. And that caused really weird tilt. So I went to 0. I had the tournament I did it was at the TOC this past year. I changed my fit in practice session. We talked about it before we left for the swing. And we're like, we got to change something. So I went for it. Worked out pretty well. I finished 8th. I almost made that show. I think if I had a little more experience and I was a little more comfortable with the fit, would have a really good chance. But
you're predicting already that he's going to be a PBA champion.
I am.
Okay, I like that.
I like that too.
Right now, he's leading the group of 4 here, trying to get into the title match. Simonsen.
So following transition is all about recognizing who you're following and knowing how to combat that. I don't think there's less ideal ways to break down a lane and more ideal. But you just got to learn how to deal with it. Like, I don't like how people dislike urethane so much. Like when someone throws urethane in league on a house shot, I mean, in my opinion, there's probably no reason to, because I don't think it's going to help you bowl better. But you just have to learn how to deal with someone throwing urethane on your pair. And maybe throw something a little weaker than you're used to, because urethane's pushing oil down the lane and it's making the fronts hook more, so you need something to get through the front. And a big misconception is when your ball doesn't hook down the lane, people try to ball up. But your ball's not hooking down lane because it's hooking too much in the front. So when you ball up, you're just making it worse.
Back in the second frame, how much it hooked. That time the ball hardly got there.
Usually. Audio quality in this video is not the best.
And a little out of control right now, and he's got what we call over-under ball reaction. Gets it to the right a little bit.
Good. Ball speed is not a bad thing. If anybody ever tells you to slow your feet down,
critical.
and they
Right
can't
now,
tell you why,
it's all about Darren
I don't
Tang.
recommend
He's
doing it.
leading the group.
Oh, but that looked fantastic.
I like that one a lot, I think. If I remember
Tang has
correctly.
doubled a couple of times so far.
That was
but
a
he's been
pretty
the
good shot.
steadiest of the bunch.
The ball roll wasn't
Wolfe
wasn't nearly as
saved
heavy
himself with that
back then as it is
fantastic
now.
conversion. Came right back with a strike in the 7th on a ball he didn't
It can
like.
still use a lot of work though. Always can.
He liked it.
Big shot there, Dave.
Well, the veteran looking for his 5th PBA Tour title. He has more.
Ball speed comes from your feet. You want to get more ball speed, move your feet faster. But you want to keep your tempo the same.
Okay, I got it.
So you got to make sure your feet match your swing. So if you have a tempo that goes
Got
like,
some good juju here, bowling on Cheetah. He's
let's
won on
say
Cheetah before, but
steps,
last year here he led the extra
say you're a
Cheetah event.
2, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you're a 5 step, and that's just tempo wise. Those numbers aren't associated with anything. It's all relative.
Again,
If you want to up your ball speed, double all those numbers. So instead of a 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, you want 4, 4, 6, 8, 10.
It's going to be a little bit of a disaster.
That'll help increase your ball speed while still maintaining good timing. And everyone's timing is personal to them.
From the 8th frame on to have any chance.
BJ didn't bowl the best on the show. It's some trouble.
He liked it. And has every reason to. As 10 sit in the pit.
It's amazing how sensitive feel is. As soon as he let go of it, he said, there you go. And that's what this sport is all about. You're so in tune and in touch with feel. It's definitely...
Sandman, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate it, bud.
Well, if you're feeling it, Darren Tang is your guy.
That one was pretty good.
Tang sitting in an excellent position with that strike in the foundation to advance. Top 2 make it through.
I think I like that one a lot.
More traditional match.
I don't remember a ton from this match.
For the lead. Oh, no.
Unlucky. I don't remember a ton. I remember a little bit. I remember enough.
That was a really nice shot by Mike.
I've had 2 chances to win PBA titles so far, and I was not even close at this one. Second one we talked about last time. It's on YouTube, by the way, if you want to check it out. My channel is under my full name, Darren Tang.
Gotta have it.
And he got a powerful shot.
Nice.
By
So this
PJ
at this point, I'm thinking if I get the first one, I'm pretty much safe because that puts me in the 220s. Like Wolfe can bowl 226, Simon can bowl 223, and BJ can punch over 214. If I get the first one, that pretty much locks it up. First one can count. Any advice for main event in December? You're staying at my house. Pick my brain. Or you can text me. I tell people the same thing.
This unusual format rather smoothly as far as who's bowled and the pace.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, our guys are just so good at what they do that they can adapt to any format.
And he can do that
Quite
as
done
well.
yet. We're not quite done.
You're right.
Come on. We're not done yet. Give me a chance.
All right, Mike Wolfe can strike out for 226. Darren Tang can strike out for 238. BJ Moore 214. Simonsen 223.
Essentially, I just need the first one, and I'm pretty locked up.
Yes, the messenger arrives.
One more in good count, and Mike Wolfe will solidify his spot.
This one's actually pretty funny, and I don't know why he did it. Oh, that's fine. I mean, you guys can still stay at the house if you want. I got plenty of room.
Man, Tang has rolled it well.
Same scenario for Darren Tang. Good count on this next shot.
Locked up, pretty
And
much.
he's moving on. But right here, right now, Mike Wolfe with a strike.
Yes, sir. 7 pin, the last to fall.
He's on his way. He needs 8 on his fill shot.
So he needed 8 on his fill shot.
Stand there.
Yeah, I think
We'll talk about it when he does it. I couldn't understand why he did what he did.
214. Tang and
The BJ's out.
Mike Wolfe already in the 220s.
Tang gets yet another strike. But BJ Moore cannot make it. He has already been eliminated.
Darren Tang's going to bolt for his first ever title. Maybe your premonition's going to come true sooner rather than later, but he needed 8. He got 7.
So he decided to throw it straight at the head pin. He dead whiffed it to the left.
Unbelievable.
You needed 8. Like, why would you throw it straight? Usually the rule of thumb, for me at least, and I was taught that, you want to throw it straight when you need 6 or more. Because if you go dead through the face, you'll big 4 at the worst.
That Mike second guessed himself because of that right there. You know,
So that was a concern right there. That didn't hook, so I decided to stay in urethane. That kind of scared me off it, to be honest.
Darren Tang brought out a different ball for that last shot. He's in at 237.
I don't understand why he threw it straight, especially when you throw it over your left toe and it 2 pins. Like, the worst that could have happened was what, 2-8-10, and then he would have been guaranteed at least a tie.
Two to go to tie to get in, and we'll have a 1-ball.
Yeah, it was a very questionable
so
decision.
much on the
It ended up
line
working
in
out
this
for
10th
him,
frame for Anthony Simonsen, Player of the Year, implications. 2 more, he gets into a roll.
He did, man, no joke.
Well, it's not
Surprise
PJ
Pikachu
Moore's
meme.
day, but it won't be the last time we see him.
Oh, yeah, there's no question.
Yeah, BJ had some trouble. I think them being a lot tighter on the TV pair really affected him.
And you know what? We're not finished with BJ Moore and Animal Patterns. That's going through the face. And Mike Wolfe survives.
Lucky! He lucked out.
He makes it along with Darren Tang. It'll be Tang looking for his first title. Wolfe looking for his first title in 8 years, head-to-head for the Cheetah Championship.
Whew, that was close.
First. Fast forward.
$5,000. Tang and Wolfe.
All right.
$20,000
First ever PBA telecast. I get my first win. Does that count as 2 wins? I beat 2 people. I technically beat 3 people.
I'm having one right now, and it involves Parker Bone III. It was last year's Cheetah Championship. Parker took on Paul Moore of England, but it was all PB3.
Legendary.
As Parker captures title number 35, and he moves into 5th all-time in wins with this victory.
It was a very heavy lefty year.
Well, you saw Parker Bone win it. You see Anthony Pepe in 2014, Wes Malott, Bill O'Neill, Eugene McCune, and of course in 2009 it was
Cheetah.
Duke. So
That was a fun one to watch when Duke won in 2009. I think that's when he pulled Simonelli.
Since 2008, Darren Tang, a rookie on the tour, looking for his first title on the PBA. Who's going to be the graphic guy next year? 2016, who's going to get there?
You know, that's a great question.
You're right, I
When
do
we
need to
went
get that
break,
win.
I was thinking about
That'll happen
who had
this
the
year.
advantage. I still think Mike Wolfe has
I
it.
don't
It's
feel
just
like I'm
because
where
of
I need to be
experience.
physically, but mentally I feel like
Made an interesting decision there at the end.
the best I've ever been
Cautiously
mentally,
down the
and I hope
lane.
it just
When he needed 8, he had 7,
that's
had
my real
the final
focus
shots from
moving forward.
Simonsen, but he made it, and that's all that matters. We'll be back with the battle for $20,000 and the first of the animal patterns, the cheetah. It'll either be Darren Tang or Mike Wolfe when we come back.
How far along are we?
Stadium in downtown Reno. We're ready to our first of 4 animal
No, I haven't seen the bowling stadium since they remodeled. Is it open yet? It should be opening soon. We're bowling the Masters. No, we're not. We're bowling the Masters at GSR, I think, this year. The World Series will be here in Vegas. We're bowling at South Point. I don't hate. I like bowling at South Point.
Looking for his first title in his first finals appearance. And that's not a good shot at all, as you can see. That was really one of the
All right,
first
Sandman, get some rest. Good luck tomorrow.
The last time he shot the 3-6-10, he made it on the left side, and 3.610, and then you throw the 9 behind it. It's one of the least liked spare attempts out here.
Oh, that's right, Open Championships, you know, coming here.
The other afternoon, we asked him about the patterns, and what was it that you liked about this pattern?
Textbook.
He says, I try not to dislike any of the patterns.
He wants to be an equal opportunity lover of patterns. That's a good point, though, because if you get patterns that get in your head that you don't like before you even show up, you probably are beaten.
But I think it's more than that, Dave. I think he's just a genuine animal lover.
I'm a genuine animal lover. You think that was intentional? I don't think it was. No chance.
To the lanes, Kimberly Pressler is standing by with the two guys who didn't make it to the championship match. Kimberly?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I know that's not the way that these guys wanted their day to end, but Anthony, let's start with you. You needed 3 strikes. You got 1. When you threw that last ball, did you think it was going to
2020 is going to be the year.
No, not really. It's a little bad with my hand. I've been having a little bit of problem towards the end of the World Series. He gave me a chance, and I didn't take advantage of it.
Well, you played well, and this is the end of your World Series, but you know what? You did a great job, so thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now, BJ, let's talk real quick about you out there. When we talked, you said you just couldn't find your rhythm. Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I was definitely amped up. A lot of adrenaline going. So approaches were a little slick today. Everybody kind of found that. So just a combination of both. Hard to get your feet under you, and I was just I bowled timid instead of, how I've been with aggressive. So.
Well, this isn't the end for you because we're going to see you also in the Scorpion Championship. So good luck on that match.
BJ had a really good week.
That's right, BJ Moore good enough to make 2.
Really good.
Darren Tang.
It's a good timing one.
Double from his competitor Mike Wolfe.
So right there, my
And nor should he.
my second to last step,
Fussing with his feet.
my right foot
Maybe
slipped.
a little approach issue, but that was the full yank, almost missing the head pin, running away Brooklyn.
Right
Look
there.
how early that ball starts to come down from the top. That to me looked like it was a timing issue that caused.
It was partially timing.
Issue.
Well, this is an example of
And Randy's
situation
right.
as far as
I got a little extra early, and my spine still got a little far,
the timing of these
a little far forward, and
in between games, and maybe you lose a little
slipped.
bit of what you have.
no excuse though. All on me.
Watch the top of his backswing, and when the ball starts to fall, if it gets to the top of the swing too early and starts to return, the ball's going to get there too much in time with his slide step. You always want to get.
I'm not convinced Randy knew what he was talking about right here.
Foot first, ball second. When he gets early, it's no good.
That had so many things that could have been, but instead it's going to be a strike, and a badly needed one because Wolfe's first 2 shots were absolutely dead solid perfect.
Should I move on that lane? Cheat a little bit. I think the bad part about the approaches being this slippery is that I have to slow my feet down.
What's the good thing?
I don't know.
I don't want to hear that. Darren Tang conversing with his tour rep, Jim Callahan.
And that's all we've seen from Wolfe in this game so far.
2016, I was still a head case. I was still very in my head. Couldn't get out of my own way. It was terrible.
Mike Wolfe's last highlight.
What are the good things? There are none.
All the work he's doing back home with his pro shops. He's a very successful business owner and operator, and not bowling quite as much.
All right,
as he
Zach.
used
Peace
to.
out. I'll be on stream tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna play yet though. Probably gonna be COD or
He defeated Chris Barnes in that
PBA game.
to get here. And you see when he does get on television.
I've been grinding that Pokedex though, filling it out. Off stream. Been staying up way too late playing.
He is locked in right now.
Well, he's managing his game nicely, and he's
So at
catching
this
some
point,
nice half-pocket hits.
At this point, I
Not
still
every
felt like I
shot
had a
is dead
chance,
flush, but it
and
doesn't
of
have
course
to
I
be,
still had a
especially
chance.
when you have this much angle.
I'm only
on the
one hit
outside of the
away.
lane.
I guess I only bowled
Darren
3.
Tang's road to the finals. He qualified by 4 pins for that 22nd spot.
22nd.
He barely made it, and then took out Mitch Beasley,
Rushed him.
Pajak, and then Sean Rash in a 5-game.
5-game what? Callahan is pretty knowledgeable. He's been around for a long time. I think I threw that one pretty good.
Got it. Break on the 10.
And this is where the snowballs start.
Almost missed the head pin left. Watch how early this ball returns from the top of the swing. That's the thing that he's been working on. You can see it right
Stand
there.
up on it real quick because I get there too early. Gotta really lunge my body forward. It's a disaster.
With his push away, if that ball gets to the top of the swing too quick and returns, he's dead.
That is our track tech talk.
I gave it a chance. I hit the 1-2.
Peterson, I'm Dave Lamont, along with
What more could you ask for on a bad shot?
Lane side.
All of the lights. My strike song, by the way.
It didn't.
Unlucky. So I got that one there quick.
Well, right now he's struggling to get his ball to consistently make the same move down lane.
I actually didn't throw this one
Looks like a
terrible.
pretty good shot, and I think he probably caught too much of it at the bottom, making the ball read too
Me
early.
catch it too
and
much?
He pays for it.
Leaves one behind.
What watch is that?
36.
I think it's a Fossil watch. I've had a few watches over the years. I haven't been wearing one lately.
Televised finals, it was a Cheetah
I
Championship.
think that was a
2012
Fossil
in
watch,
Vegas.
though.
He was the #1 seed, was defeated by Bill O'Neill.
When did I get on staff with Storm? 2014, I believe, in the summertime. I was still in college, so yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Well, he's trusting
Pretty
his
exciting
shot right
time.
now.
I got a story about how I got on staff, but I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about on stream.
Taking his opponent to the shed.
So if you see me in person and you want to know,
Ball reaction's beautiful. When
I'll
he
tell you.
misses right, it goes high flush. When he gets it in a little bit, it goes half pocket. Right
Oh,
now,
yeah, I
Mike's
believe
ball
James
is
knows how I got on
break
staff.
down of this pattern perfectly.
Let me ask you,
Is
think you
Mike
have
doing
what it takes
commentary
to
anymore?
beat today's
Mike who?
champions? Head to PBA.com and check out the PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for your iPhone, iPad, and Android devices with over 16 million downloads. Join your friends in today's Cheetah Championship tournament. Bowl a better score than today's
I
winner
mean,
and
it
be
might be
prepared to win.
appropriate for stream.
Good luck with that right now with the way Mike Wolfe looks. PBA Bowling Challenge offers over 100
Mike
different
Wolfe's
bowling
going
options
in
for
on
your
me.
mode and 35 different venues to bowl at. Click on the mobile game link at PBA.com.
I head home for Thanksgiving on Tuesday night. So if you want to get some work in on Monday or Tuesday. After that, I'll be home until I'll come back the following Monday, and then I'll be back in Vegas until I leave for Korea on the 12th.
10 straight back.
Mike J does not
Solid
do
3-6 for Mike Wolfe.
commentary.
And that's what TV experience will give you. And Mike Wolfe
I don't know the
survived game
details on
one,
his
saw what
situation and
the
how
guy
that
was giving him.
unfolded, so I'm
And
not
right
going to talk
now,
about it.
It's all about just executing because he knows what the ball is going to do when it leaves his hand.
Like a lot of these. Okay, they haven't happened yet.
Unfortunately for
Gonna
Darren Payne, the exact opposite of what he's going through right now.
like Jack Bowski. I was a 3-time All-American at San Jose State University. First team twice. Second team my second year. That one wasn't that bad either.
Diving through the face on him right now.
So there's the difference because of the angle and the equipment that's being used. Urethane versus reactive resin. When Darren Tang gets it to the right, it overhooks and goes through the nose because he's going too straight. And he has to with that piece of equipment. Now, if he goes to reactive, he can move in and play the same line Mike Wolfe is playing, which quite honestly wouldn't be a bad idea, except for the fact that.
So how many times have you started with spare double and then bowled under 150? I'll tell you, this is probably the only time I've done it. The inexperience got me good. It's invaluable.
Darren Tang just searching, going through every little bit of advice he can in his head to try to figure out something here, but the best he can do is a 223. And that would take a gigantic finish.
Mike Wolfe already in the 240s. He's sticking with the
Yeah, at this point, I was hoping for a miracle.
Now, he brought out one different ball when he had already wrapped up his spot when we had the 4 players going at once. That was in the 10th frame. And there you see a good example.
I made a move on that one.
That's how that ball just snapped in.
Remember when he changed balls?
Yeah.
The last game.
Yeah, 10th frame.
The last game on his fill shot.
The mic doesn't really bother.
It didn't react the way he wanted it to. I think he kind of opened the lane up. He went to reactive, and then the ball went light. And so that affected his decision for this title match.
That absolutely
right
did.
Now it's back to back to back. Big splits. Looking at the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10.
This one doesn't end well either. So at this point, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Gonna take a run. He just guttered the darn.
It's gonna take a run. It's just gonna go in the gutter.
Not to be for Darren Tang.
Why not hook stop with a bigger ball? Because I didn't know what I was doing back then.
Mike Wolfe.
Looking back, yeah, I should have
Right
just
now,
taken a chunk left and threw it out the gutter and slowed my
He's
ball
gotta
speed
feel
down.
himself. All right, well,
But
let's see,
I wasn't
how about I just
very
strike out
versatile
and
back
win
then.
another 10 grand?
I was good at micromanaging, but not making big moves.
And there went that. Boy, there was nothing wrong with that shot either.
Great shot.
But
Wolfe is going to win his 5th title.
it's crazy how much you learn out
On
there
pattern he
if you're
likes.
willing
Even when
to
talking with him, he says,
learn
"Oh,
and
hey, you know,
be
I've been
open-minded.
changing my grip, adjusting some
I'd like to
things.
think I've
It
come a
took
long
while to
way,
get it
and
right,
I've
but
learned a lot
I
more.
guess it's right because I
Every
think
year I
so.
learn more and more, and that's what you got to do if you want to be good out there. You got to adjust to what's happening. You got to take in the information. Of course, live it up when it's good, and when it's bad, you got to figure out why it was bad, and then come back with solutions. Scary ball change. Scary to change any ball mid-game, first TV appearance. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, back then I wasn't open to doing it. He tried to throw it in the gutter again, and struck. I wasn't very open to making ball changes during games back then. I wanted to.
I know how it feels after not winning for a long time, and boy, I couldn't be happier.
I'd try to grind it out with one game and then get a fill shot,
And I
but
can't feel
you
more.
just can't do it anymore. Like, I'm open. Like, now I'll make a ball change immediately. Like, I could snap a 10, and if I think it's no good, if I think that slap 10 wasn't gonna strike again, I'd make a ball change.
Tucson. And then,
I'd train. Peace out.
against
Thanks
Mike
for hanging out.
Durbin for the title, and Durbin shot
Ever bowled a
150.
JAT? Never. I've never bowled a JAT.
Like,
I
well,
believe
don't
that's a
feel so
SoCal
bad
thing.
Now, the great Mike Durbin just bowled 150 something. Of course, I blamed it on the lanes,
Well, it had to be the lanes.
right?
I mean, they didn't have nice oil colors down there in your day, so you couldn't follow. And oh yeah, come on, there's a lot of excuses. It was windy.
It was windy and cold inside.
Yeah, come on.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, how about it?
Did he get a messenger? Nope, he didn't.
Hey, Darren, here's a little consolation prize for you. How about a nice swift kick in the stomach? Poor kid. All right, now remember, only 3 times in the history of bowling on television has the 17.
Yeah, those two 4-7-10s really kind of got to me because they were close. They were pretty close to striking. Like,
out of the pit here.
quarter of a board.
So Darren Tang was so solid when all 4 players were trying to get down to 2 with a game in the 230s, but this time he didn't have it, and Mike Wolfe did. So Mike Wolfe picks up his 5th title on the PBA Tour.
Oh, that's right. I have won a main event before. That was insane. We won with plus 25. Imagine that. They weren't even that hard. I don't understand why people bowled so bad. We had plus 25 with 200 over between 2 people.
The PBA Cheetah Championship presented by PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game is brought to you by HotelPlanner.com, the best place to book hotel rooms. Best rooms, best rate, guaranteed.
Yeah, I always want to look at what happens at the pins. Nick really helped out the team. He did. Like, if he wasn't on the team, we wouldn't have won.
Creating competitive opportunities at all levels as we build a future.
Very unfortunate this show was. Not gonna lie.
And by Skechers.
Not gonna
With
lie.
air-cooled memory foam. It's first class for your feet.
Yeah, always pay attention to what your ball is doing when it hits the pins, and then you got to figure out if it's going too long, if it's going too early, then you make your decisions based on that. Left to right moves are for angles, in my opinion, but you really want to make sure your ball is doing the right thing front to back. And the simplest thing to do is my ball hooking too early? If it's a yes, throw something that goes longer. If your ball's going too long, throw something earlier.
In the title match,
And then as you bowl more and more, the more you compete, the more you compete, the more you'll start to see, oh, this is what I could have done. This is what I need to do. And yeah, it's simple. And then you can fill in the gaps as you go.
You needed 8, you got 7, but it looked like you threw it straight.
All right, Jaeger, appreciate it.
Why did you decide to change it?
What do I mean by front to back hook?
There wasn't one point in time in any match that I didn't think I could throw it in the gutter.
Let's
So it's either getting 7 or 8. I figured if I hit the head pin and just threw it straight, I would come out with at least 7.
try to figure this out after. I'll try to explain more. We'll go look at
Obviously we didn't want that.
stormbowling.com and we'll look at I think they have relative graphs. But this is very important. Front to back is way more important than left to right because most PBA Tour bowlers, and this will help you if you are struggling with ball reaction. We look at the lane. When a ball hooks too much, that means it's too early, not left to right motion. Because any bowling ball, given the right circumstances, can cover X amount of boards. So it doesn't quite make any sense when you say, let's say, like a high road hooks too much, and then you throw a Sherlock and it doesn't hook. Like, the Sherlock is supposed to be a stronger ball, so why would the high road hook more? Right? That's a confusing question, right?
Picking up that victory, and I wonder which of his several pro shops that trophy will be displayed in. Maybe he'll keep that one at home.
Yeah, I bowled with Caitlin today. She bowled really well. I showed up late, so I didn't get any practice. So it didn't really make a difference because we qualified first, so we just needed to win one game.